Misplaced Modifiers and Sentence Shifts by Taylor and Derek. The definition of a misplaced modifier is a phrase, word, or clause placed awkwardly in a sentence so that it appears to modify or refers to an unintentional word. Types of modifiers: misplaced adjectives, misplaced adverbs, misplaced clauses, and dangling modifiers. The definition of a misplaced adjective is when an adjective is separated from the noun, confusing the meaning. When using an adjective, be sure to place the adjective in front of the noun you wish to describe. In this example, the wax is hot, not the car. A misplaced adverb is when the adverb is placed before the wrong subject, changing the meaning entirely. When using adverbs such as only, just, and almost, be sure to place the adverb before the proper subject. In this example, just Sally means only Sally was chosen, or Sally was just chosen, as in the chosen recently. A misplaced phrase is when a phrase is placed awkwardly, causing the meaning to be confusing. One example being, on the way to the store, she saw a puppy, where on the way to the store should be placed after she saw a puppy, as seen right here. The definition of a misplaced squinting clause is when a clause is placed so that it may describe two situations. Sound out the phrase and see if it sounds awkward. If it does, rearrange the phrase. In this example, did the prof say it is on Tuesday or it is due on Tuesday? Make sure to be specific to the details of the story you're trying to tell. Ask yourself who said what. Lastly, dangling modifiers, which are an introductory phrase that dangles helplessly because the noun it modifies isn't the intended subject. One easy tip is to change the modifier to a new subject and verb. When playing with my friend should be when I was playing with my friends. In this example, the reader knows it was Jim who was walking down the street. Assure that the clause or phrase is explained in the sentence. To correct this, change the modifier to a new subject and verb. The definition of a sentence shift is a mismatched grammatical forms that cloud your meaning to the reader. The types of sentence shifts are tense shifts, person shifts, number shift, a voice shift, mood shifts, direct and indirect shifts, and mixed clause shifts. A tense shift is when the sentence is not consistent in verb tense. Be aware of the tense you are talking in. In this example, she ate the taco and then throws it out. Ate and throws are in two different tense, and this is incorrect, and a perfect example of a tense shift. The correct way to structure this sentence is, she ate the taco, then threw it out. A person or number shift is when there is an inconsistency in first, second, or third person. In this example, I enjoy reading fiction, but you wonder if it's real sometimes, is a shift from first to second person and is incorrect. It is easy to fix by just changing the you to an I, and then you stay in first person throughout the whole thing. This example states most people live longer if you eat apples. People are plural, so they is a proper pronoun to pair it with. Be aware of what's singular and what's plural. A voice shift is a shift in subject that causes the writing to lose emphasis. For example, when they turned on the radio, an alarm was heard. Turned isn't active and was heard as passive, but when you change it to when they turned on the radio, they heard an alarm. Both they heard and turned are active. A mood shift is a shift between imperative, indicative, and subjective. In this example, an assertion or order is being commanded. To avoid this, beware of what you're trying to convey. Is it a question or a request? Direct and indirect shifts. The way to recount someone's words disrupts smoothness. Remember, direct is quoting and indirect is reporting what was said. In this example, choose, are you quoting her exactly or just recapping what she said? Because this changes the sentence. Mixed clauses, if a sentence is lacking dependent and independent clauses. In this example, it is unclear what caused the motivation. Focus on the sentence's meaning and revise the sentence.